Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It was done using Loren Sherman's script, which uses a combination of dots and lines on these 4 different stems to make our consonants, and vowels are a bit trickier. They're smaller circles, and they have different positions located on the word circle depending upon what vowel they are, and if they're attached on one of these 4 consonants. So this is what the consonant stems and vowels look like together. So this is an E just by itself on the word circle. This is that B stem, this first stem here with an E in the middle of it. This is a J stem, circle inside the circle with an E in it. A T stem, which is 50% or less completed, so it's not the B stem because this is more than 50% completed, and this is 50% or less. And then a TH stem, which is a completed circle on the line of the word circle, again with an E in the middle of it. So this is like those 4 stems with an I, the 4 stems with an A, so on and so forth. Anyway, it makes the most sense in practice, so let's go ahead and look at our design. So this is the full design, including all of my sentence circle like decorations. And this is it where the gray bits are things that can be interrupted and broken. So I'm going to go ahead and work with this one just to kind of show you the little things. And this is my PNG failing to buffer, which is why it's got like those breaks in it. Anyway, weird. Anyway, I'm going to do that. Okay, cool. So anyway, this is our first word, second word, third word, fourth word, fifth word, sixth word, because you read bottom counterclockwise, but the order of these words don't matter, which is why they each have a sentence circle around them, showing that they're their own independent idea, and that is just a double line or a line going around it. And that would be where you'd put punctuation, except none of these has punctuation, so that's why it's safe to do kind of whatever on these lines, these gray bits, because they're either lines that have left the sentence circle or they are the sentence circle itself. And it's okay to have breaks in the sentence circle. I even have that stylistically for some of them. Anyway, so here's our first word. You read the words bottom counterclockwise as well. So here is our first letter, and it is a deep divot, so it's in this row. And now we're going to count the lines that end on it. So a line that passes through doesn't count, but it does end here. So it counts there, but not here. So this one counts as well, because even though it looks like more like a circle instead of a line, curved lines are still lines. So here we have 1, 2, 3 lines on a deep divot making an F. Continuing around, here we have a small circle, and it's outside the word circle, so that is an A. Continuing around, here's our next letter, because continuing around counterclockwise, we hit this before we hit this, although this is pretty close as far as if this is in line with this or if this is in line here, but I tried to make this line kind of show that this M is close to the edge anyway. And even if they were in line, you'd read the consonant and then the vowel. So even if these were in line, it would be okay. But anyway, M, 1, 2, 3 lines on a consonant, M, and then we have an I, line going towards the center. Continuing around, here we have our next letter. It's a circle inside the word circle, and it's got 3 dots, 1, 2, 3 dots. So that is an L. And then we have a circle on the line of the word circle with 2 dots. So that is a Y. So family is our first word. Here's our next word. Here's the bottom of it. Here's our first circle. It is a circle inside the word circle, and it's got 1, 2, 3 dots and a vowel. So those 3 dots make it an L, just like this L. And then we have an O, because it's like a bead on a string on the line of that word circle. So with the J stem where the L is, we have like a bead on a string, the O. And I erased the lines inside the vowels just to make another differentiator between the vowels and the consonants. So this, where it's been erased, is a vowel. This is a vowel. This is a vowel. But this, with the line still underneath it, is a consonant. So no, L, O, and then we have a V. It's a shallow divot with 1 line. And then an E. So this E is right on that line of the word circle, directly concentric with our V. So it's like this. Anyway, so L-O-V-E, and then sentence circle around that. And then we have our next word, bottom of it. It's a circle inside the circle, so like this. And it has 1, 2 lines ending on it. So that is a P. Continuing around, here we have an E, then an A. Continuing around, 1, 2, 3 lines on a shallow divot is an S, and then another E. So this is peace. And yeah, peace is spelled with a C-E, but this letter C is only supposed to be used in proper nouns or in acronyms or things where it really matters to have that be a C instead of an S or a K or a CH. If we're just spelling regular words like peace, you use an S. If it goes S and a K, and if it goes K, you use a K. So this goes S, so this C goes S, so it is an S. So you spell peace, P-E-A-S-E. So peace is our third word. Here's our fourth word. Bottom, here we have a deep divot with 2 lines, so that is deep divot, 2 lines H. Continuing around, here we have a little circle inside the word circle, so that is an O, just like this. Continuing around, here we have 1, 2, 3 lines on a circle inside the circle, which is an M, 3 lines M, and then another E, just like that E, so home. And then we have this word, bottom, 1, 2 lines, just like this H, H, O. Continuing around, here we have a circle inside the word circle, and it's got a lot of lines passing through it, but only one line ending on it. So just this little line right here is the one that ends on it. So just one line on a circle inside the circle is an N. One line, circle inside the circle. So H-O-N and another O, just like this O. And then we have a shallow divot with 1, 2, 3 dots. So that would be an R. So honor. And then 1, 2 lines on a shallow divot, W. And it's outside the word circle. So it's an A. So like that. A. And then 1, 2, 3 dots on a shallow divot, R. So war is our last word. So again, when your tattoo artist puts flowers and decorations between these, it's okay if you have overlapping bits here. In fact, I think that would look really good. And these gray lines, you can have them branch off and do kind of swirly things and make flowers on top of them. And same thing here, and same thing here. You can have another circle going around things if you want. Adding anything outside of these sentence circles are fine, and overlapping these sentence circles are fine. And again, you can branch off of things here. But as soon as it starts to turn black, that means it's important, because it's important that this line doesn't end here, because then there'd be 4 lines on that F instead of just that 3, 1, 2, 3. And don't overlap anything that is important. Like this needs to have both dots, otherwise it is a GH instead of a Y. So yeah, that is that. You can play with line thickness. You can also rotate it a little bit. So you can't rotate it fully sideways or fully the other side, because then the bottom would be different. But as long as these are at the bottomest point, so especially rotating it, like if you were to grab here and rotate it this way, so rotating it clockwise would be fine, because most of them kind of edge the counterclockwise. But if you do it too much this way and like this letter becomes the bottom, it would be the first letter. This would be the one to watch out for. This E becoming the first letter. So you can rotate them quite a bit before this becomes the first letter of H-O-M-E, home. So yeah. I hope that makes sense, and I hope it works out perfect. I hope it works out perfectly for you. See ya. Bye.